Are we live? Okay.
1 minute, Prabhuji. Please start, Prabhuji.
Okay. So we are looking at the 8th chapter of Madhurya Kādambinī, the last part. And there Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is giving different quotations for whatever he has said in previous chapters for different stages of bhakti, how he has come to that. If somebody is looking for any proof for that conclusion, so he is giving different proof. So last time we saw that Ruchi, Asakti, Rati, or Bhava, Prema. For 4 stages we saw evidences. Now he is going further into explain Ruchi Anubhava, the experience when the devotee undergoes the stage of Ruchi, what his characteristics will be. That is what his experience is going to be. That is what he is going to give. Ruchi, Asakti, and this should be the Rati. And this should be Prema. All these things he is giving evidences. We'll quickly go through because he'll try to complete the work today. I may take a little more time. So please bear that in your mind. Okay. So for Ruchi Anubhava, he is giving a quotation from the conversation of Narada Muni and Prachina Bhargi. So Prachina Bhargi, the king Prachina Bhargi was given instruction by Narada Muni. And in one of that instruction, he gives how when the Supreme Lord is being glorified, heard, and sung, one does not have any interest in eating, sleeping, anything else. So that becomes the characteristics of stage Ruchi. He says, Tahaye Pibanti. Tahaye Pibanti means one who drinks the story of story, name, qualities of Kṛṣṇa. He becomes Avitrushaha Nripa Ghada Karnaihi. So he becomes very attentive in hearing that. Tan na sprishanti ashana trid bhaya sokamohaha. So the ashana is hunger, trid is thirst, bhaya is fear, misery and illusion. These things don't touch that person, which means in the stage of Ruchi, your desire to hear glories of the Lord and your desire to engage in the acts of bhakti will be more than your desire to even eat and drink and become fearful and misery and so on. So that's the stage of Ruchi. Then he gives an evidence for Asakti. This is the conversation between Maharaj Nimi and Navayogendras. So there they quote, Gayan Vilajaha Vachret Asanga. So the person in the stage of Asakti, he will be without any shame. He will be simply singing about the Lord and he will be roaming around everywhere without any attachment. That is the stage of Asakti. And the stage of Rati or Bhava is given from the statement of Prahlad Maharaj. So when Prahlad Maharaj was inquired by his father the first time, what did you learn in the school? Prahlad Maharaj said, I learned about the Vishnu. And then he laughs at it. And then he tells the gurus of the Gurukul that, take care of this guy. Don't let others come and influence him. Teach him nicely the correct thing. So when the gurus ask him, from whom you learnt about Vishnu Bhakti, Maharaj Prahlad is replying this, Yatha Brahmayati Ayaha Brahman Swayam Akarsha Sannidhav. So when you take an iron piece and then you keep it near a magnet within its attractive field, so it automatically gets attracted by that magnet. So similarly, he says, my heart is also automatically gets attracted to Vishnu. There is nobody has to come and tell me you have to, follow the path of bhakti. No, it gets automatically attracted. So that happens in the stage of bhava. Otherwise, before that, the automatic attraction doesn't so frequently and to a large extent happens. The stage of Prema, the experience of Prema is described again in the conversation between Maharaj Nimi and Navayogendras. Evam rataha iti atra hasanti ataha roditi rauti gayati iti. So in this way, the person will be laughing loudly, and then he will be crying, and then he will be roaming around here and there, and he will be rolling around the ground. So this is the stage of Prema. These symptoms happen in the stage of Prema when he sings about the Lord, when he does any activities of bhakti. Then Spurti. Spurti is a manifestation of the Lord within the heart, not a direct darshan. Within the heart, the Lord's form appears. So he gives the example from Narada Muni. So Narada Muni, when he sings with his veena the glories of the Lord, immediately he gets the darshan of the Lord. See, Ahuta ivame shigram darshanam yati chetasi. In my heart, the Lord quickly comes and shows himself as if I have invited him personally whenever he sings about the Lord. That's the Spurti. And then direct darshan, direct meeting of the Lord is described in the conversation between Kapiladev and his mother Devahuti. Pashyanti te me ruchirani amba santaha iti. So he is just explaining that the devotees, the santas, they look at my attractive and beautiful form. That is a direct darshan. And in the same conversation again, when the devotee gets the darshan of the Lord, what happens to him? That is also mentioned. 3:25:36. 3:25:36. So we'll read the translation. Upon seeing the charming forms of the Lord, smiling and attractive, and hearing his very pleasing words, the pure devotee almost loses all other consciousness. His senses are freed from all other engagements, and he becomes absorbed in devotional service. Thus, in spite of his unwillingness, he attains liberation without separate endeavor. Anichitaha me gatim animim prayupte. So he attains the Lord without specifically desiring for that. That happens automatically also. And he loses consciousness of everything else. Hrita pranan. So his whole pranas are completely attracted to the Supreme Lord. This is the stage of Prema. And in the stage of Prema, what happens? Vasahayata parigritam madiram adanda. So just as a person who is wearing a cloth, a drunkard person who is wearing a cloth, is heavily drunk. What happens? He doesn't even care whether he is wearing cloth or not, because it's beyond his conception. He forgets about whether cloth is upon him or not. He dances in the road. Similarly, the Prema Bhakta doesn't care about his body, whether the body is there or not. He doesn't care because he is fully, completely drunk in Prema. So that is what he gives. Iti cheshtayam pramanani anusandaya vicharitavyani. So one should go and inquire about all the different activities of the Prema Bhakta following this. Okay. So then Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is going to summarize everything. Atra idam tattatvam. So he's going to give the whole thing in summary. Ahankarasya dve vritti ahanta mamata cha iti. So the ahankara has two vrittis, two actions, two aspects. One is ahamta and mamata. Ahamta means I am everything. I am superior. I am powerful. I did this. I deserve this. These are all ahanta. Mamata means mine, my car, my family, my home, my life, my things, my desire. This is what mamata is. So these two arise from your ahankara. Says tayoho jnanena layaha mokshaha. So when, because of knowledge, these two things get destroyed completely, then that is called moksha. You attain liberation. Dehadi vishayatve bandhaha. But if the same two things, ahamta and mamata, is focused upon my body, my house, and other things, what happens? Bondage happens. So how bondage happens? How moksha happens? Moksha means complete destruction, which is the Brahman realization. But bondage means you have that, but it is materialistic. Aham prabhoho janaha sevakaha asmi sevyaha me prabhu bhagavan saparikaraha eva rupa guna madhuri magad udadhi iti Pārṣada Rupa Vigraha Bhagavad Vigrahadi Vishayatve Prema. But if the same thing is focused upon the Supreme Lord, thinking that Aham Prabhoho Janaha Sevakaha, I am the servant of the devotees or associates of the Lord. This is Ahamta. Asmi Sevyahan, I am a servant for them. Me Prabhu Bhagavan sa parikaraha Rupa Guna Madhuri Magadudadihi. But my Prabhu, the mamata is coming here. My Prabhu or my Lord Bhagavan, who is along with his devotees, his qualities and form are very beautiful. He is an ocean of the good qualities. So the ahamta and mamata is directed toward the Lord. Ahamta, I am the servant of the Lord and his devotees. And mamata, my Lord, along with his associates, he looks very beautiful and his qualities are amazing. So the ahamta and mamata is transferred like that. So when that happens, it becomes prema. Prema upon the Lord along with his associates. Sahi bandha mokshabhyam vilakshanaha eva. So this is different from both bondage and liberation. In the bondage, ahamta and mamata is focused upon materialistic things. In the liberation, it's not even there. But in the case of bhakti and the prema, it is there, but it is toward the Lord. It is different from that. Purushartha chudamanihi iti uchyate. It is the crown jewel of all the purusharthas. The purusharthas are four things: dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. So dharma, artha, kama, three things are materialistic things, and moksha is liberation. But beyond all these things is prema, the fifth purushartha, and it is the crown jewel of all the achievements one can achieve. Tatra kramaha. So how this happens in a gradual order, he gives. Ahanta mamatayoho vyavaharikayameva vrittau atisandrayam satyam samsaraha eva. So when this I-ness and minus, that is ahamta and mamata, when it is focused on the materialistic activities, very thick focus. When it happens, only samsara is there. That is only bondage, or the whole birth and rebirth happens. Aham Vaishnavaha bhuyasam prabhugume bhagavan sevyaha bhavatu iti yadrichikyam shraddhakanikayam satyam tadvrittehe paramartikatva gandhe bhaktau adhikaraha. But if the person thinks, let me become a devotee, and he thinks, let the Lord be my master, let me become his servant. If a person thinks, yadrichikyam, some or the other, because of a devotee's mercy, and a grain of shraddha, faith has arisen in that person. When that happens, what happens? The ahamta and mamata, the I-ness and minus, is tinged with spirituality. Paramartikatva gandha. tinged with a scent of spirituality. That person is qualified for bhakti, performing bhakti. This is the first stage, Shraddha. Tataha sadhu sange sati paramartikatva gandhasya sandratvam vyavahare atyantiki. But when the sadhu sangha happens, after the Shraddha, he associates with the devotees and he learns, he tries to listen to them, what they are saying, right? So at that point, what happens? The tinge of I-ness and minus, the tinge of spirituality in I-ness and minus, it becomes little more thicker, sandratvam, more thicker on that. But still, the I-ness and minus is to a great extent, atyantiki, focused on materialistic things. The materialistic things are not given up. It is his primary focus still in life. Tataha bhajana kriyayam anishtayam satyam tayoho paramarte vastuni ekadesha vyapini vrittihi vyavahare purna eva. But now when the bhajana kriya happens and he begins the process of bhakti, the I-ness and minus, it is, you take it as an object. In that object, in one place, completely there is a presence of spirituality is there. But rest of the things, it's complete with materialistic things. So still vyavahara purna means it's complete. You are focused on materialistic things, but ekadesha vyapini means in one particular part of agamta and mamata, it is there to a great extent. So that is why, during the day, sometimes we think, oh, I am the servant of the Lord and I should serve the Lord, I should become a devotee, and then most of the times we think about materialistic things. So that is in the stage of bhajana kriya. Tasyam nishtayam paramarte bahuladesha vyapini vyavahare prayiki eva. But when the stage of nishta happens, the I-ness and minus is pervaded by this spirituality. But still, in the materialistic things are there in general, overall prayiki. Overall, it is there. But then this spirituality is taking over. It is spread out everywhere, not just in one place. The disease is not there in one place. It just spread out all over the body like that. Rucha utpannayam paramarte prayiki eva vrittihi vyavahare tu bahudesha vyapini. But in the stage of ruchi, when the ruchi arises, what happens? The paramartha text becomes prayiki. It means the spirituality becomes overall, everywhere it is there in general, but the materialistic things becomes bahudesha vyapini, which means it is also spread everywhere, but materialistic things are also spread everywhere. It just changed. Previously in the stage of nishta, the spirituality is bahudesha vyapini and the vyavahara is prayiki, but here paramartha becomes prayiki and vyavahara becomes bahudesha vyapini. Okay. In the stage of asakti, asakto jatayam paramarte purna vyavahare tu gandhamatri. It is the complete reverse stage of bhajana kriya. So now spirituality is complete in the stage of asakti, but the materialistic aspect is still there, but it is a scent. Small amount is there. Just a tiny bit is there, but it is still there in the stage of asakti also. Bhave tu paramartha eva atyantiki vrittihi vyavahare tu bhadita anuvritti nyayena abhasamayi. But in the stage of bhava, the paramartha, the spiritual thing becomes atyantiki. That is, it's completely pervaded. Materialistic things, it has been obstructed, all the materialistic activities. So the I-ness and minus is not focusing there, but still there is an abhas is there, slight dim reflection. In the morning, early morning, if you wake up, there is a slight dim reflection of the sun comes out. Like that, the materialistic thing is there in the stage of bhava. This is because of, would be previous offenses or whatever it is. It is a slight traces there, but overall it is all complete with spirituality. Premani tayoho ahanta mamatayoho vrittihi paramarte paramatyantiki vyavahare tu na eka api iti. So in the stage of prema, however, the spirituality becomes to a great extent. It becomes very deep. And in the materialistic aspect, it is not there. Na eka api. There is not even a single part of it is there. So prema stage is complete. So you will be completely identifying yourself with a servant of the Lord, and your mamata or possessiveness will be there upon the Supreme Lord. Evam cha bhajana kriyayam bhagavad dhyanam. So in this way, now he is going to explain about the meditation. How much you are able to meditate upon the Supreme Lord in different stages. Bhajana kriyayam bhagavad dhyanam martandraganti shanikameva. So on the stage of bhajana kriya, what happens when you try to meditate upon the Supreme Lord? It is all mixed with materialistic things. We try to remember the Supreme Lord. So many things come into picture. Suddenly we get diverted and then we are thinking about something else. Shanikameva. For a transitory moment only it is there. You can meditate. Most of the time it is just to think, materialistic things only are going on in the mind. Nishtayam tadhyane vartantra abhashaha. But in the stage of nishta, it becomes more thick. Vartantra abhasaha. That means other things, only abhas is there. Slight dim reflection only. Materialistic things. So you can nicely meditate on the Lord. Rucha vartantra rahitam eva tadhyanam bahulakala vyapi. So in the stage of ruchi, however, there is no materialistic things in the mind when you are meditating upon the Lord. But so you are able to meditate for a longer time. Bahulakala vyapi. So somebody says, I'm not able to think about the Lord all the time. That happens in the stage of ruchi. Before that, it doesn't happen. The stage of ruchi, you can do a continuous meditation for longer time. Somebody is following, for example, Raganuga Bhakti, and they are thinking that I'm not able to meditate, but that meditation can happen in the stage of ruchi, where they can meditate upon the Lord, meditate upon doing their service or whatever it is. Asakta tadhyanam atisandram. In the stage of asakti, it becomes very thick, the meditation. Others cannot come and disturb. It becomes very thick. Bhave. In the stage of bhava, dhyanamaatrameva bhagavataga sprutihi. Just when you start meditating, the Lord comes and appears in your heart. Spurti happens. Just when you start meditating, immediately the Lord appears in your heart. It is not just a meditation anymore. It is the appearance of the Lord is happening inside. Premani spurtehe vailakshanyam tad darshanam cha iti. But in the stage of prema, not just spurti, within the heart it happens. Now, darshana of the Lord, which is different from the spurti. Directly you will be able to see the Lord. Okay. Madhurya vari dehe Kṛṣṇa chaitanyat uddhritaihi rasaihi yam dhinotu madhuryamayi Kādambinī jagat. So now he gives a blessing. May this Madhuryamayi Kādambinī, the Kādambinī, the clouds, the work is called Madhurya Kādambinī. He gives an explanation of what does that mean. The clouds, which is full of sweetness, composed of sweetness. So this cloud is formed by taking the rasa from Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya. Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya, this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is nothing but an ocean of sweetness. So the clouds is formed by taking water from the ocean, right? So here is giving that comparison. So here the ocean is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is full of sweetness. So from him, all the sweetness is taken and this cloud is formed. So that cloud, he says, may it delight the whole world. Jagat hinotu, may it delight it. Iti Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Virachitaya Madhurya Kādambinyam Purna Manoratha Nama Ashtami Amrita Vrishtihi. So that ends the Vishwanath Chakravarti's writing called Madhurya Kādambinī. The 8th chapter name is Purna Manoratha, means complete desire. Saptami Esha Madhurya Kādambinī. So here ends the sorry, Samapti Esha Madhurya Kādambinī. Here ends the Madhurya Kādambinī. Haribol, congratulations. Anything, any comment, any questions you have?
Jai, bro. Wonderful. Finally, you were able to complete
We are completed for so long.
For all of us to hear from you very nicely, Madhurya Kādambinī. Thank you so much, Prabhu. We are so grateful. So, Prabhu, one small, you want to say?
I think Shankrananda Prabhu wants to say something. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Shankrananda Prabhu.
Haribol Prabhuji.
Krishna Prabhuji. Haripārṣada Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Wonderful Prabhuji. Sadhu, sadhu.
Prabhu, it's a great blessing to see you and you coming here.
I was listening to the entire talk, Prabhuji. So it's so nice to hear you.
Forgive my faults, now that, in front of a scholar, I have been exposed. Scholar in both Bhakti and Sanskrit.
I was so happy to hear that you were relating the various stages of dharana, dhyan, samadhi to the various stages of bhakti and all the domains of when bhakti becomes more prominent and vyavhar becomes less prominent. So nice to hear, Prabhu, all those stages again from you. Madhurya Kādambinī is already sweet, but by hearing it from you, Prabhu, it has become very sweet, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And you are, my inspiration for taking up Sanskrit study. And I'm blessed to hear that from you, and especially at the completion of Madhurya Kādambinī. Thank you so much for appearing.
Thank you, Prabhu. In the final verse, Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya is also shlished, maybe by saying that from the heart of Shri Kṛṣṇa.
From the heart of Sri Krishna. Please, could you explain more?
Can you please share the screen, Prabhu? So Madhurya Varide. So who's the cloud of nectar? That is the Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya, basically. Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya means the heart or the consciousness of Shri Kṛṣṇa is Akhila Rasamrita Murti. So there is a shlesh, there is a dual meaning here, saying that the cloud of nectar is also Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya, but the cloud of nectar is also the consciousness of Shri Kṛṣṇa. So just like in the invocation verse of Gopal Champu, there is Shri Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya, Sasanatana Rupaka. So if you see, there are three vyakhyas of Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya that Sri Jiva Goswami does there. One vyakhya is related exclusively to Shri Kṛṣṇa. So it's very wonderful, Prabhuji. But
now I get it. You are saying basically Chaitanya here is taken as the consciousness of Krishna.
Shri Kṛṣṇa. Yes. There is a slash here. There is a pun.
Pun intended.
Pun intended, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And I think if I had known that you are here, I would have.
I'm very happy to hear from you, and I'm blessed to hear from you. You did a wonderful job, Prabhu. You explained everything very nicely. I'm so happy that this culture is being promoted by learned devotees, brahmanas such as yourself. And it's a very great pleasure to be living in the same generation as you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for your.
Thank you. I'm feeling embarrassed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. I'll let other devotees speak, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhu, I have a question, Prabhu, actually. So, Shankrananda Prabhu is here.
Hare Krishna, Shankrananda Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Arjun. I really appreciate taking so much time and effort and preparing, through all these sessions. Without your effort and, hard work, I don't think devotees in this forum would have ever got the chance to study the Madhurya Kādambinī as you made us study.
Oh, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak and encouraging me also in this.
Thank you very much for blessing us with Madhurya Kādambinī.
Oh. Just a postman. Thank you so much.
Prabhu, I have a small clarification if time permits.
Yes, Mataji.
So, Prabhu, I am a little confused that all the stages you have Paramarthika and Vyavaharika you have been explaining, right, at the end of the section, And I am little disappointed that even at the bhava stage, there is a little tinge of material aspect. So how does it is going to work, Prabhu? Because you have mentioned, as per your explanation, only at the stage of love, final stage, there is no tinge of material, this thing. But until I was just waiting until bhava stage, it was there. So how do even devotees suddenly come out of that when they reach prema level? Until that stage, they have material tinge of material aspect or something you are explaining, right? So
Haripārṣada Prabhu, could you shed us some light if you are available, if you are free?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Prabhu. With your permission only, Prabhu, I'll say something.
Prabhu, please.
So, basically, Sri Jiva Goswami in the Bhakti Sandar speaks about these stages of existence such as Nirdut Kashaya. Nirdut Kashaya means the body is almost completely washed off all traces of material activity or material samskars or vasanas. But eventually the body is made out of matter. So the body is still made out of the 5 material elements. And there are still sapta dhatus in the body: skin, flesh, blood, fat, bone, marrow, and semen. So these Ayurvedic dhatus and these 5 elements of the body, there is still some small window kept so that, in case by some event, it so happens that some of these elements in the body, they create some disturbance, so some window is still left open. But in most cases that doesn't happen. The devotee is sober enough to immediately come back to self-control. But some minor disturbances these are like very tiny waves that arise in a big ocean from time to time, but the devotee is able to immediately calm themselves down. And therefore, as long as the material body is there, till that point of time, definitely some traces may still be there. But even at the stage of prema, even though there is the material body, still there is zero identification with the material body. So in the stage of prema, actually, it is possible to completely eradicate all these traces of material influences. Till the stage of bhava, still some basic identification with the body still remains. Therefore, some disturbances also remain. But these disturbances are easily overcome by the sadhaka. These disturbances are very, very, very minor, nothing major. So that is all that can be said at this point of time. Question is, why doesn't the spiritual body fully manifest at this point of time? Because the spiritual body is known as Siddha Deha, and currently the devotee is in Sadhak Deha. So the devotee is in the process of complete transition to the final Siddha Deha. And as long as the Sadhaka Deha is there and its influence is there, till that time, there is some possibility of traces of materialism exhibiting, but nothing very serious, very minor, and it can be very easily overcome by the sadhaka. So that is the answer to the. I hope this answer is satisfactory to Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, but in the last paragraph, meditation on the Lord is mentioned in different stages, right?
Yeah.
How is it possible meditation in different stages, like Ruchi stage and Asakti stage, meditation when there is a material tinge? How then meditation on the Lord is possible? Continuous meditation, Prabhuji. Last paragraph.
Yeah, Vrajivan, Prabhu, can you share the paragraph? Let's. Yeah. Yeah. So evam cha bhajan kriyayam bhagavad dhyanam vartantar gandhi kshanikam nishtayam tad dhyane vartantara bhasah रुचौ वार्तांतर रहितमेव तद्ध्यानं बहुल कालव्यापी आसक्तौ तद्ध्यानम् अति सांद्रम भावे ध्यान मात्रमेव भगवत स्फूर्ति. Actually, these are stages of smaran which are mentioned in the bhakti sandarbha. There are 5 stages of smaran, progressive smaran, mentioned in the bhakti sandarbha. Vrajivan Prabhu, can you pull out the 8th verse of Upadeshamritam purport where Prabhupada mentions these 5 stages? NOI 8. Yeah, NOI 8 purport, where Srila Prabhupada specifies in the neophyte stage. Yeah. So yes. So Mataji, you can see here, recollection, absorption, meditation, constant remembrance, and trance are 5 items of progressive Kṛṣṇa Smaran. These are the 5 stages that are being described in the Madhurya Kādambinī. At first, remembrance of Kṛṣṇa may be interrupted. So why is it interrupted? Prabhupada just says it is interrupted. The reason for interruption is absorption in material life. But later remembrance proceeds uninterrupted. So Mataji, it is possible that one may be performing Kṛṣṇa Smaran, but because of tinges of material life, the remembrance is not constant. So that is accepted by the acharyas of our sampradaya, Mataji. That is, there is nothing surprising about it. But still, one is supposed to spend some time in quality Smaran of Bhagavan Shri Krishna every day. It is only by practice. Sometimes we are under the impression that Smaran is something which will automatically come without any practice. But the Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas have specified that there is an entire culture of Smaran and a lot of practice is involved in that. So this is the answer to your query, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. This paragraph actually I have heard from one of your lectures, Japa, Smaran, Kirtan. Just yesterday I have heard Prabhu from Lasanji's lecture. Very beautiful explanation is given by you, recollection, absorption, meditation, constant remembrance and trance. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for reminding that again. Thank you so much for your association.
Thank you for your beautiful queries, Mataji, and I hope you're doing well and everything's going good with your bhajan and seva. Thank you.
Please keep me in your prayers, Prabhuji. I requested you for that, so please keep me in your prayers.
See, I'll make a deal. I make a profitable deal. So if all the devotees agree to keep me in their prayers, then I'll pray for you.
I will definitely. You are always, your family is always in my prayers. So.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Varjivan Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, devotees. We'll stop here. Thank you so much.
Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhuyasya paitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo Thanks so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.